intelligence-gathering apparatus in wartime service. While not up to British intelligence and capability, the U.S.S. was well on its way to becoming pretty good at their jobs, if you could keep these college campus all-stars alive long enough. From the look on your face, Mr. Hamilton, I think I sense a butt coming. A word of advice, young sir, with that terrible poker face of yours, stay out of gambling halls, and never, ever try to bluff that new bride of yours with that hidden talent of giving away your poker hand. What's the girl's name again? Alice, sir. The young naval ensign on duty in Argentina on detached assignment to the U.S.S. swallowed and tried to look away from Lee's eyes as they bored into him. As I said, sir, we placed all listening devices and thought we were away clean, but... Hamilton, are you going to tell me before or after the damned Nazis finished their work in Europe? I guess we didn't get away as cleanly as I thought, sir. Look, Hamilton. Lee stopped in mid-sentence when he saw the small, gray-bearded man with wire-rimmed glasses holding a leather satchel to his chest, like it was armor plate. Garrison recognized the man immediately, and his eyes shot to young Hamilton, who found he couldn't hold the colonel's accusing gaze. The small man was 30 feet away and was looking toward the street nervously, before his eyes again settled on the two men beneath the awning. Every time a passing vehicle moved by their location, the man would ease back into shadow. The experienced colonel caught all of this with one glance. I guess you'll have an excellent reason why one of the foremost Nazi climatologists is standing right over there and not currently being tracked by your tracking devices. He held up a strong and brutal-looking hand before Hamilton could speak. Don't tell me. He bugged you and your man at the same time you were tagging him, right? I'm beginning to think that possibly old J. Edgar Hoover trained you himself. We were followed, Colonel. I take full responsibility for blowing our cover. Lee tilted his hat back on his head and unfolded his long legs from beneath the table and stood. His 6'5" frame was intimidating to all, including the young field agent. He simply patted young Hamilton on the shoulder and faced the Nazi climatologist the U.S.S. had tagged as worth keeping an eye on. The small scientist was the last on their list of 300 suspected or proven German nationals in Buenos Aires to be tagged or bugged to keep track of their whereabouts. Anything else I should know, son? He asked, as he rolled the sleeves of his white shirt up. He continued looking at the man from Dortmund, Germany, his hometown, according to his U.S.S. dossier. He came in just a few minutes ago and asked to speak with the station chief. This time Lee did look down at Hamilton. In those words? Exact words, Colonel. Lee smiled, and then approached the smallish man, slightly overdressed in a tweed jacket. He noticed the good professor's raggedy shoes and the moth-eaten material of his coat. The Nazis must not place too high a priority on what they pay their scientists these days, Lee thought. Sir, he said as he approached the man, Don't bother with an alias, Colonel Lee. We really do not have time for it, the man said as his eyes flicked to the street beyond, as if he suspected the devil would drive up at any minute. The man's beady eyes behind his glasses moved around, examining the faces of the people passing by. He still held his leather valise protectively in front of him. Garrison Lee tried to hide his astonishment at the smaller man's abruptness and his general knowledge of just who it was he was speaking to. It was obvious that the front of trans-American fruit and grain wasn't playing well to German intelligence. The Gestapo was getting even better at these things. I suspect we can converse someplace more private, the professor asked. Lee kept his curiosity quiet for the moment. This man already had too much information going in. No need to give him any more. He gestured to the door of the offices and the quieter and much cooler spaces beyond. Mr. Hamilton, will you join us, please? Right this way, Lee said, as he held the door open. As they walked in, several women typing at their desks looked up as their machines went silent. Colonel Lee knew that every one of them had a free hand soothing the handle of a Colt .45 in a holder just below the level of their desks. The two men standing by a water cooler looked shocked as one of them even allowed the water in his conical paper cup to spill from his hand.